Hey guys, it's MugenLord here, and welcome to Mugen University Character Edition. In this series, we'll be exploring the many different characters created and shared throughout the Mugen Universe. So I thought it would be a good idea to see what some of these characters has to offer. So kick back and enjoy. So, in the first episode of Mugen University, I wanted to explore one of my favorite characters, and her name is Rosemary. She debuted in a 1998 fighting game developed by Takahashi and team called Asura Blade Destiny. So, what's her backstory? Well, Rosemary was once a daughter of a noble and aristocratic royal family, but after her family's kingdom had gone to war and lost to another's kingdom, her father had committed suicide while her mother had died many years later from an illness. Rosemary decided to go look for the Sword of Destiny in attempts to restore her family's kingdom back to its own former glory. So, now that we have a brief understanding of her backstory, now it's time for us to explore some of Rosemary's gameplay mechanics. Lesson 1. Button Layout. Rosemary utilizes a 4-button layout. You must keep in mind that Mugen classify these buttons in the following format. A equals light kick, B equals medium kick, C equals heavy kick, X equals light punch, Y equals medium punch, Z equals heavy punch. Now, since Rosemary was designed a bit different than some of the other Mugen characters as far as button inputs are concerned, you must note the following. Rosemary only utilizes the X button, the A button, the B button, and the C button. Since there are only 4 buttons at her disposal, she doesn't rely on the traditional light, medium, and heavy scheme like most fighters. Lesson 2. Character movement. Just like any fighting game, character movement is very important, and in this department, I rate her movement speed above average. She doesn't have dash input like some of the Marvel, SNK, and Capcom characters, but she has other ways around that, so I will explain that later on in this lesson. Now, her normal jump is about average, so jumping in on opponents shouldn't be too much of a problem when performing cross-ups. The bummer is that she doesn't have a super jump, so if she happened to face an opponent that has one, she would have somewhat of a problem approaching from the sky. Lesson 3. Special moves. Rosemary's special moves is where she shines best. If you are using an arcade stick, please keep in mind that your hands need to mainly focus on the 3 bottom row buttons. So, Rosemary's first special move is called Demon Throw. To perform this special move, you must input a fireball motion on the joystick counterclockwise and tap the A button simultaneously. Keep in mind that there are 3 versions of this special attack depending on what button you press. Pressing B will allow Demon Throw to move a bit faster than the A version of the move. When pressing C, it adds more damage and is a lot faster than the B version. Now, her second special move is the Dark Helios. This is an upward anti-air attack that stops opponents from jumping in on you. Now, you must tap forward on the joystick and then input fireball motion and tap the A button simultaneously to perform this attack. Just like Demon Throw, there's 3 different versions of this attack, and each determines its distance. Remember, you can easily be punished if attack is missed, and recovery is much slower when using the B and C versions. Now, on to the third special move, called Defoliation. This move allows you to teleport across the screen. There are 3 different versions, and each determines Rosemary's movement speed across the field. The A version sends her farther away from the opponent, and the B version slightly moves you closer to the opponent. The best version is the C version, which allows you to teleport directly behind your opponent. This is probably one of the best special moves in Rosemary's arsenal. The opportunity for combos are endless. Then we have Rosemary's Demon Toss. Press the X button, which allows her to toss her demon out at your opponent. The best thing about this special move is the fact that it causes a wall bounce effect. This move is pretty deadly because of the follows behind this move. Alright, lesson 4. Super moves. Now we are moving on to Rosemary's super moves, which requires some of her hypermeter. So first up is her Super Demon Throw. Simply input the fireball motion on the joystick and press the X button simultaneously. This super has multiple hits and is pretty effective with follow-ups after the super connects with your opponent. Rosemary has a super enhanced version of her Dark Helios special move. Input the fireball motion and press A and B simultaneously. The good thing about both supers is the fact that you can combo into both of them. Plus, the Super Dark Filios is a good anti-air for catching your opponents off guard. Both supers require 1 hyper meter, so keep that in mind when comboing your opponent. So, here are her deadly supers. First is the Army of Darkness, which this super consumes all of her meter and has one heck of a damage output when opponents are hit with this attack. Simply input a backwards fireball motion twice in a row and press X. Then, her final super is the Mustephilis, which enables her to summon the devil himself to perform a circular blast on your opponent. This consumes all of your hyper meter and is pretty deadly, so keep that in mind. Just input 2 fireball motions twice in a row and press the X button. Lesson 5. Tag Team Controls. If you have the Mugen Tag Team patch, then you already know that she is compatible with this patch. Since Rosemary button layout is much different than most characters, you must keep in mind that her tag and assist buttons are used quite differently. So, hold back on the joystick, press the Y and Z button together to tag Rosemary into the battle. If you want to utilize her as an assist, then press A and B together. Here's a perfect example of what she's capable of in a tag match. Lesson 6. Experiment. And there's nothing much more to say in this department. After you understand the character's hyper, supers, normal moves, and the character's movements, it's time for you to go into the lab and experiment, try out certain situations where you have to learn defensive options, cross-ups, and basically pretty much learn how to pressure your opponent. Now, the good thing that I learned with Rosemary is that her Demon Toss becomes very, very useful when doing combos. Because once you use Demon Toss, you can pretty much bounce your opponent off the wall and you can combo into her Dark Filios, or you can also use her normal air moves or into her demon throw. And that's a good thing about her. And also for her movement speed, you can use her defoliation. For her defoliation, she can pretty much teleport anywhere on the field and back your opponent, farther away from your opponent, or you can gain like distance and space on your opponent to space your opponents out. So that's pretty much what I learned with this character. This is a pretty good character. I enjoyed using her. I also gave Asura's Blade, the game itself, a try on an emulator, and this character is pretty accurate. So I pretty much gives a thumb up to this character. I give this character an 8 out of 10. I enjoy this character a lot, and maybe you guys should go, check out check out this author, check out the character, and download her for yourself, and see if she's a perfect fit for your Mugen team. So this pretty much wraps up the first episode of Mugen University Character Edition, and I've also made a Mugen University episode 1 called team building your own Mugen team. If you guys haven't checked that out, I had created that video about almost 2 years ago now. So if you guys haven't checked that out, I'll have that in the annotations and in the link in the description below. So if you guys enjoy the series and would like to see more, I would also try other characters for you guys to look and discover and learn along with me. So this is MugenLord. If you want to see more content from me and Mugen and gaming news, hit that subscribe button, like this video, pass it around, and I'm signing off.